Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday. It is February 2nd, and I'm doing my quiet time. Today was Ladies' Bible Study, so I've been there and done that. Thought I saw a piece of hair stuck on my glasses. As always, praying through the names of God. Praying Through the Names of God by Tony Evans. I'm on page 77 today. And we're looking at Eloha Marum. Eloha Marum. God on high. And let me look at that verse in the King James since I looked it up. It says, it's Micah 6:6. Wherewithal shall I come before the Lord and bow myself before the high God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? So that's where the word Eloha Marum comes from. Let me fix this while I'm looking at it. All right. So in adoration to Eloha Marum, you sit high and lifted up, seated on your throne. You are the king who reigns over all. Seraphim fly around you, each having 6 wings. With 2 they cover their face, with 2 wings they cover their feet, and with 2 wings they fly, shouting to one another, Holy, holy, holy is the God on high. As the foundation of the temple trembles at your very presence, you are to be honored, loved, and adored at all times. And I looked up the verses it's referring to. Isaiah 57:15a says, For thus saith the high and lofty one that inhabiteth in eternity, whose name is holy. I dwell in the high and holy place. And then Isaiah 6:1, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. So again, Eloha Marum means God on high. In confession to Eloha Marum, touch my lips with a burning coal, as an angel touched the lips of Isaiah as he stood in your presence. For I am also a person of unclean lips. I lived among a people of unclean lips, and my eyes have seen the King, Eloha Marum. Humbly I bow before you and ask for your cleansing power in my life. I confess I have not recognized your glory for all its worth or acknowledged your greatness in the expanse of your creation. The oceans are but a drop of water to you, the galaxies like gnats in space. The highest peak on earth is merely a footstool for you because you are God on high. You are Eloha Marum. In thanksgiving to Eloha Marum, thank you for the vastness of who you are. Thank you for allowing me to experience the breadth of your creation the way you have. My body alone is a majestic piece of intricate art and science woven together by the Master Creator. Thank you for holding all things together, Eloha Marum. I lift up my grateful spirit for all you have made and for all you are. In supplication, again, Eloha Marum, Show me your grandeur. Bring me into your courts with praise, with humility and with awe. Send me as you sent Isaiah when he saw you high and lifted up, seated on your throne, to do your will at your bidding, to advance your kingdom on earth. The kings of earth are nothing compared to you. The problems we face in our homes, in our churches, in our communities, in our very lives, and the challenge we see in our nation and world, they are easily solved by God, who is high and exalted. Grant wisdom to me and to others so we can live according to your will. And then the reading today is in Leviticus. It is Leviticus chapters 9 through 11. My giant print Bible so I can see the words easily. And it came to pass on the 8th day that Moses called Aaron and his sons and the elders of Israel. And he said unto Aaron, Take thee a young calf for a sin offering, and a ram for a burnt offering, without blemish, and offer them before the Lord. And unto the children of Israel thou shalt speak, saying, Take ye a kid of the goats for a sin offering, and a calf and a lamb, both of the first year, without blemish, for a burnt offering. Also a bullock and a ram for peace offerings to sacrifice before the Lord, and a meat offering mingled with oil. For today the Lord will appear unto you. And they brought that which Moses commanded before the tabernacle of the congregation, and all the congregation drew near and stood before the Lord. And Moses said, This is the thing which the Lord commanded that ye should do, and the glory of the Lord shall appear unto you. And Moses said unto Aaron, Go unto the altar and offer thy sin offering and thy burnt offering, and make an atonement for thyself and for the people, and offer the offering of the people, and make an atonement for them as the Lord commanded. Aaron therefore went unto the altar, and slew the calf of the sin offering, which was for himself. And the sons of Aaron brought the blood unto him, and he dipped his finger in the blood, and put it on the horns of the altar, and poured out the blood at the bottom of the altar. But the fat and the kidneys and the caul above the liver of the sin offering he burnt upon the altar, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the flesh and the hide he burnt with fire without the camp. And he slew the burnt offering, and Aaron's son presented unto him the blood which he sprinkled around the altar, and they presented the burnt offering unto him with the pieces thereof, and the head, and he burnt them upon the altar. And he did wash the inwards and the legs, and burnt them upon the burnt offering on the altar. And he brought the people's offering, and took the goat, which was the sin offering for the people, and slew it, and offered it for sin as the first. Remember, he first made a sacrifice for his own sin. Now he's making an atonement for the sins of the people. And he brought the burnt offering, and offered it according to the manner. And he brought the meat offering, and took a handful thereof. The meat offering again is fine flour. And he took a handful thereof, and burned it upon the altar, besides the burnt sacrifice of the morning. He slew also the bullock and the ram for a sacrifice of peace offering, which was for the people. And Aaron's son presented unto him the blood which he sprinkled upon the altar round about, and the fat of the bullock and of the ram, the rump, and that which covered the inwards, and the kidneys, and the caul above the liver. And they put the fat upon the breast, and he burnt the fat upon the altar. And the breast and the right shoulder Aaron waved for a wave offering before the Lord, as Moses commanded. And Aaron lifted up his hand toward the people and blessed them, and came down from offering the sin offering and the burnt offering and the peace offering. And Moses and Aaron went into the tabernacle of the congregation and came out and blessed the people, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the people. And there came a fire out from before the Lord, and consumed upon the altar the burnt offering and the fat, which when all the people saw, they shouted and fell on their faces. Chapter 10. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer, and put fire therein, and put incense therein, and offered, it says, strange fire before the Lord, which he commanded them not. So they were in rebellion and disobedience. Verse 2. And there went out fire from the Lord, and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. Then Moses said unto Aaron, this is it that the Lord spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me, and before all the people I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace. And Moses called Mishael and Elzaphan, the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aaron, and said unto them, come near, carry your brethren from before the sanctuary out of the camp. So they went near and carried them in their coats out of the camp, as Moses had said. And Moses said unto Aaron and unto Eleazar and Ithamar his sons, uncover not your heads, neither rend your clothes, lest ye die. He said, don't do any acts of mourning. This was traditional acts to show that they were mourning the dead. And Moses said, don't do that. Don't uncover your head. Don't rend your clothes, lest ye die, and lest wrath come upon all the people. But let your brethren, the house of Israel, bewail the burning which the Lord hath kindled. But let your brethren, the whole house of Israel, bewail the burning which the Lord hath kindled. And ye shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die, for the anointing oil of the Lord is upon you. And they did according to the word of Moses. And the Lord spake unto Aaron, saying, do not drink wine, nor strong drink, thou nor thy sons with thee, when ye go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. And that ye may put difference between holy and unholy, and between clean and unclean, and that ye may teach the children of Israel all the statutes which the Lord hath spoken unto them by the hand of Moses. And Moses spake unto Aaron and unto Eleazar and unto Ithamar his sons that were left, take the meat offering, which is fine flour, that remaineth of the offerings of the Lord made by fire, and eat it without leaven besides the altar, for it is most holy. And ye shall eat it in the holy place, because it is thy due, and thy sons' due, of the sacrifices of the Lord made by fire, for so I am commanded. And the wave breast and the heave shoulder shall ye eat in a clean place, thou and thy sons and thy daughters with thee, for they be thy due and thy sons' due, which are given out of the sacrifices of peace offerings of the children of Israel. The heave shoulder and the wave breast shall they bring with the offerings made by fire of the fat, to wave it for a wave offering before the Lord, and it shall be thine and thy sons with thee by a statute forever, as the Lord hath commanded. I'm going to pause here at verse 15, and we was talking about this, I think I know it was at church. I don't remember Sunday school, but the Jewish people of Israel no longer uh, sacrifice. They don't have a temple, for one thing, to make the sacrifice to the Lord. So, but yet they're still priests. So what do the priests eat? Because they don't have the heave shoulder and the wave breast anymore, and they don't have the meat offering of fine flour. So what do they eat? And how are the people atoning for their sins? Okay, verse 16. And Moses diligently sought the goat of the sin offering, and behold, it was burnt. And he was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron, which were left alive, saying, Wherefore have ye not eaten the sin offering in the holy place, seeing it is most holy, and God hath given it you to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to make an atonement for them before the Lord. Behold, the blood of it was not brought in within the holy place. Ye should indeed have eaten it in the holy place, as I commanded. And Aaron said unto Moses, Behold, this day have they offered their sin offering and their burnt offering before the Lord, and such things have befallen me. And if I had eaten the sin offering today, should it have been accepted in the sight of the Lord? And when Moses heard that, he was content. So there was a reason why he did what he did. What did I say? 9, 10, and 11? Chapter 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts, that shall ye eat. So we've changed subjects here in chapter 11. Let me go over that again. So 1 through 7 was the laws of personal proximity. Chapters 8 and 10 are laws of professional activity. And now we're into chapters 11 through 15, which are laws of ritual purity. What is clean and what is unclean. How to be pure before the Lord. And this is the clean and unclean animals. I think I stopped at 3, verse 4. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. The hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. The swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcasses shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the rivers, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you. They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination to you. And these are they which shall, and these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, the ostrich, the osprey, the vulture, the kite, after his kind. And I got on the side birds of prey. Every raven after his kind, and the owl and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gier eagle, and the stork, and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. All the fowls that creep going upon all four, ye shall, all fowls that creep going upon all four shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat: the locust after his kind, the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you, and for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until even, and whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until even. The carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof, and is not cloven footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Every one that toucheth them shall be unclean. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all four, those are unclean unto you. Whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean until even. And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until even. They are unclean unto you. So apparently the Jewish people didn't have cats and dogs, because they're unclean animals. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth: the weasel, and the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind, the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doth touch them when they are dead, when they be dead, shall be unclean until the evening. So, if you whack a mouse with a broom to kill it because it's gotten into your house and your larder, I guess you would be careful to scoop it up with something and get it out of the house. You wouldn't pick it up by its tail or anything, because they're unclean. So imagine the process of getting rid of the carcass that you come across. They must have had a way to do it without touching it. And whatever you use to touch it, I think you would have to throw it away or burn it or something. And upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, doth fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be any vessel of wood or raiment or skin or sack, whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the even. So it shall be cleansed. So, like I said, you get a mouse in the larder and you find it dead on a bag or wherever you find the carcass, that has to be washed. And then it says in verse 33, "In every earthen vessel, whereinto any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it." There's the verse. I was talking to Tim about it because a pastor mentioned that during the Black Plague, the Jews were detected at the front door, untouched by the Black Plague. And he said it was because of their um, these laws. And I said, well, they had a kosher diet, so they were very careful about what they ate. But it goes beyond just what they ate. It was also what they touched. And if anything unclean touched something in their home, they threw it away or they washed it. It says, every earthen vessel, so pottery, whereunto any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it, so if there's grain or water or oil, whatever's in it, shall be unclean. So they didn't eat it. It was rejected. And ye shall break it. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean. And all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean. And everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven or ranges for pots, they shall be broken down, for they are unclean, and shall be unclean unto you. So right here is the explanation why the Jews were untouched by the plague, because the mouse and these rodents had fleas, and the fleas carried the bubonic plague. And they didn't touch the animal, and anything the animal touched was garbage. They threw it away. It says, nevertheless, a fountain or a pit wherein there is plenty of water shall be clean, but that which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean. And any part of their carcass fall upon any sowing seed which is to be sown, it shall be unclean. But if any water be upon the seed, and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unclean unto you. So verse 32, when I said it could be washed, it says, upon whatsoever any of them when they are dead doth fall, it shall be unclean. It says, whether it be a vessel of wood or raiment or skin or sack. So I guess wood could be washed, and of course raiment or skin or a sack, which is cloth or woven, could be washed. But it says to put it in water, and I guess they left it there, let it soak in the water, and then until even, and then they took it out in the evening and hung it up and let it dry, I guess. And the water would dilute whatever, and then I think the sun would sanitize it. There's some science involved there. Verse 39, and if any beast of which ye may eat die. So it's, a permissible animal that is considered clean. And if any beast of which you may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean, even until the even. And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be clean until the even. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until even. Well, if you're going to eat something that's allowable, it's going to be dead. But did they eat something that they found that was dead? I don't know what that exactly that entails there. But, you know, it says, a beast of which ye may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof, a dead thing, shall be unclean until even. But then it says, and he that eateth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until even. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes. So, people that eat it and people that, or even if you don't eat it and you just haul it away, you have to wash your clothes and you'll be unclean. Then 41 says, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination. It shall not be eaten. Whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all four, or whatsoever hath more feet among all creeping things that creep upon the earth, them ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination. So, yeah, they didn't eat snakes. Things with more feet. They didn't eat spiders. They didn't eat, I don't know what all that entails. Ye shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye should be defiled thereby. Then verse 44 says, why? For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Again, this is why. For I am the Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. This is the law of the beast, and of the fowl, and of every living creature that moveth in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the clean, or the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. And that's the end of today's reading. So let me get my, and I don't see a pen. Let me get a pen and mark them off, and I'll do that in a minute. But that's all. Thank you for joining me. And I find this an interesting topic. Boy, a long time ago, back in 2000, we lived in Bowie, and I got a job in a deli. And on a break, I sat back in the break room, and I just happened to read an article, and the article was about the procedures of the kitchens in the Capitol, in the White House, what they did to be kosher. And I read the whole article. You know, they had one refrigerator for dairy and another refrigerator for meat. They couldn't be put in the same refrigerator. They had one utensil for dairy and another utensil for meat. And they wouldn't use the same utensils. They had one stove for things that were dairy, and they had another stove for meat. So a Jewish person would never ever eat a cheeseburger. And in fact, I believe it's their law to not eat dairy and meat on even the same day. But it was very interesting, and you know, very involved, and wow, expensive. You know, to have 2 sets of dishes, 2 sets of utensils, 2 sets of pans, 2 refrigerators, 2 stoves, to totally separate meat from dairy. And I think it's based upon one scripture that says that you will not seethe a calf in its mother's milk. So I don't think those particular laws are biblical, but it's what they do, and it's kosher. So I found a pin. So let me mark it off. There it is. Leviticus 9 through 11. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye.